Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So the moment of truth. Did they nerf Hulk's buff based on from what we saw initially? And yes they did. I still think he's going to be crazy good, but there is no escaping. They did take away a bit from his kit, and I'm going to explain the differences. They also gave him some extra bits, which is nice, which is neat. But he isn't going to be as bonkers as he was. I still believe he's going to be very good. I still will definitely take him to rank 3 minimum myself, and will likely end up taking him to rank 4 if he works well enough. But that is something that we're going to have to test. So let's start here. His base stats have not changed at all, which is kind of strange because recently they actually did start to improve the prestige of the champions. But we're going to see that his prestige is going to remain the same as it is right now, according to Kabam, and that is 21st lowest prestige in the game. So he's going to be prestige sink completely. But, you know, that's not here nor there. Now, as we can see, he's a character that doesn't have much in terms of utility. He really doesn't. But he does have a lot in terms of damage. And I do like that. So, like with his original kit, Hulk is focused on dishing out a lot of damage. I'm not going to read all the dev notes, don't worry. But based on what we saw before, still, obviously, his Gamma Rage and his passive Furies is going to be the same mechanic. It's going to work exactly in the same way as we saw in the early CCP testing videos. So Science class, basic abilities, Poison Immunity, Fury, Gamma Rage, Physical Vulnerability, yes. Strengths, with his new kit, he's able to deal a lot of physical damage. The Fury passives he builds up are indefinite until Gamma Rage triggers, and then when it does trigger, he applies many physical vulnerability debuffs. Combined with Trauma and Stun from his Special 2 and Special 1, he can deal significant damage in a single rotation of his abilities. That is what we are looking for. Stun Locking from Hulk's Special 1 lasts 4 seconds by default, but the duration's increased to 8. Yes. Degeneration Resistance, that is one place where he will be useful, just not in Battlegrounds or Alliance or realistically. This ability is nice, it's good, but with all abilities that are based on your missing health, it's kind of rubbish when the plan is do not miss the health. So for questing purposes, cool. For anything else, doesn't really work, doesn't do much. Because, you know, if you get max benefit at 20% of your health in Battlegrounds, you know, in an average meta, if you get down to 20% of the health, you lost the match. And similar to Alliance War, nobody ever plays with a plan to drop down to 20% of your health. So, critical hits from weaknesses, critical hits from skill champions. Hulk thrives at low health and has solid physical and energy resistance to help him mitigate damage. However, critical hits bypass resistance, so he's susceptible to crits. Okay. Debuff reliance, especially stun. So if you can't stun, you can struggle. Right, let's break down his abilities. Always active, Poison Immunity. So gain up to 90% degeneration resistance and up to 1173 attack rating based on missing health. Max benefit at 20% health. I'm not gonna lie, that degen resistance is nice. That attack rating is not. Attack rating, all of these are based on a 5-star 565. And it's 1000, it's like up to 50% Fury, I think, or something close to it. Let's take a look at 5-star rank 5. It's like 240, yeah, so it's like 50% Fury that you get based on missing health. So again, in most instances, it's not major or massive. When striking your opponent inflicted with a stun effect, reduce their combat power rate by 20%. Potency doubled while in Gamma Rage. This I like. Reducing opponent's combat power rate is almost always very useful, lets you be much more aggressive, and I do like that. And 40% reduction in combat power rate is quite huge. That is noticeable. I think Baron Zemo has like 40 or 60%, but it's definitely quite big. So, again, the degen resistance, it sounds nice, but again, it's going to be nice for like story content or something like that. Not in most cases. Let's move on. Fury, max 15. Hulk's Fury passives grant 234.6 attack rating, which is basically 10%. So at 15, you get 150% Fury increase. for 2 seconds unless otherwise stated. This ability accuracy cannot be modified except by Hulk. When hitting the opponent, you 50 to 80% chance to gain a Fury. When struck, 40 to 70% chance to gain a Fury. When struck, if Hulk loses more than 10% of his max health, gain 5 Fury passives. All of Hulk's personal Fury passives are paused unless he is in Gamma Rage, then they fall off one at a time. If you trigger Gamma Rage at 15 Furies, that means you'd have like 30-second window to do as much damage as you can. So that's kind of like basis of his mechanics. You hit the opponent, you build up these Fury passives, and then you're going to enter Gamma Rage at 15, and you're going to start nuking down your opponents. Let's go with Gamma Rage. Striking an opponent with a heavy attack while Hulk has 5 or more personal Fury passives inflicts stun for 2 seconds and triggers Gamma Rage. Fair enough. When Hulk has 15 or more personal Fury passives, he automatically enters Gamma Rage. While in Gamma Rage, if Hulk would gain a personal Fury passive, he instead inflicts physical vulnerability debuff, reducing opponent's physical resistance by 110 for 3 seconds, max stack 20. Again, individually, it's not the most potent, but you will be able to stack quite a few of these, so that will help you with damage. While Gamma Rage is active, pause all trauma and physical vulnerability debuffs on opponent. That's quite important. Gamma Rage ends when Hulk has no personal Fury passives and then goes on cooldown for 10 seconds. So again, you do have that 30-second window, up to 30-second window to do damage. Special 1. The final hit inflicts stun for 4 seconds. The duration is increased by 100% while in Gamma Rage. This part is unchanged and remains the way it was. Here is what they changed. Each time this stun is inflicted, its duration is reduced by 60% until the next time Hulk enters Gamma Rage. It used to be 40%. So it means that you will be able to stun chain less, like quite significantly less. It means that first stun is going to be 8 seconds, second stun is going to be much, much shorter, third stun, you'll barely find an opening. But on the bright side, given the fact that first stun is 8 seconds, you will likely still get in quite a lot of smacking there. It's just that the stun lock is gonna not really function as a stun lock. You're probably gonna throw like 2 level 1s in most cases, maybe 3. Special 1 is the key special for the Hulk. Yes, stun lasts 8 seconds. First time it's triggered during Gamma Rage. There's plenty of time to pummel the opponent more and perform another special 1, repeating the stun effect. Even though stun duration decreases, it's possible to chain a few special 1s back to back. Yeah, we'll see exactly how much we can squeeze out of this window, but inevitably it is going to be less than it used to be. Special 2. The last hit inflicts trauma debuff for 3 seconds for each personal Fury passive, currently on iHulk. So if you have 15, that's going to inflict 15 traumas, and causing all hits to deal additional 5% of the damage recently dealt as a burst of physical damage. So this is going to be quite helpful as additional source of damage, and this is going to be typically how you start your rotation. You get a bunch of traumas, and then you're going to get your level 1s and nuke down into everything. Special 2 is a great way to kick off Hulk's damage loop. Yeah, that's what we pretty much saw. And Special 3, if Gamma Rage is not active, gain 10 Fury passives. If Gamma Rage is active, inflict a massive physical resistance, physical vulnerability debuff on opponent. So this is purely for long fights. And then signature ability. When Hulk enters Gamma Rage, or he strikes the opponent with a heavy attack while it is active, he gains an unstoppable passive for 5.5 seconds. Now this is going to be tricky, and this is going to be his defensive annoying ability. Because, when you're going to be hitting Hulk, if he gets to 15 Furies, he automatically enters Gamma Rage, and he goes passively unstoppable for 5.5 seconds. Gain up to 8,402 physical resistance and critical resistance while unstoppable, based on missing health. Potencies for both are reduced by 50% against skill champions. Now, this ability, I don't really put that much stock into it, because it only functions whilst you are unstoppable, which means you need to spam your heavy attacks in Gamma Rage, which, if I remember correctly, is not necessarily something you want to do in most cases, but maybe. We'll see how his rotations work. But at the moment, based on what I remember, I do not think that this is something that most people will utilize frequently. It is a huge amount of resistance, for sure, but it's only while unstoppable. So it's not going to be active for vast majority of the time. And I don't think it's that big of a deal. And again, potency is reduced by 50% against skill champions. Fair enough. And then we have some updated synergies. I didn't see anything that's going to be absolutely crazy. With Silver Surfer, Hulk's immune to buffs. Whenever the buff is prevented by immunity, inflicts physical vulnerability for 3 seconds. I suppose this is quite neat. With She-Hulk, it's updated synergy. And these are incoming synergies. His regular synergies basically haven't been touched, or nothing special happening there. As far as I know. With She-Hulk, increased 20% personal passive fury potency. This is going to be quite nice, but again, nothing, that you absolutely must have. And with Hercules, 15% fury potency, so fair enough. So that is the buff. Ultimately, he still looks great. He still does look great. There's not much utility in his kit. There never was, and there won't be now either. Let's face it, he's poison immune, and he has access to a ton of debuffs. Other than that, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't power control, he doesn't shut down a rage, he doesn't stop, unstoppables or things like that. At the same time, if his damage loop is potent enough and reliable enough, that's all that a champion may need to be one of the more popular champions. We can take a look at Spot these days, for instance. Spot doesn't have much in terms of utility, but the fact that he can dispatch his opponents with a single level 2 in most cases is enough for him to be a very, very popular character. And there are a lot of champions like that. So, I definitely look forward to testing this guy. I hope he's still amazing. I think he's going to be. But let me know what you guys think. And I will also be doing pre and post buff damage comparison just for giggles. But that's on Monday. See you soon, guys. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next